you asked how long this is going to go on. You go on CNN.com right now and you can read an article where a Democratic advisor said, quote, "This will keep going until planes start falling out of the sky." That is the kind of political party we're dealing with.
That's Republican Scott Jennings shocking a CNN panel of liberal hacks into silence by doing the unthinkable and telling the truth. Democrats are holding the government hostage, and the panic in their faces says everything about who's really to blame. Welcome to Nerk News. I'm Nerkish, and if you're looking for the best bits of establishment media without sitting through hours of liberal propaganda, you've come to the right place, because it looks like Democrats are finally realizing they can't gaslight their way out of this one. I mean, when your entire shutdown strategy depends on people not paying attention, someone like Jennings reading your own quotes back at you becomes a nightmare. You know, it's amazing how fast liberals' version of accountability vanishes when the shoe's on the other foot.
As long as public perception is in their favor, the party will not concede short of planes falling out of the sky. Now, I don't know that either of those quotes, frankly, are well advised, but the second point that this Democratic aide is making is that public opinion is in their favor. Do you think that's true, Kara?
You know, I don't think anyone likes the government to be shut down or dunking like that, just what happened here. I mean, I think most people, because it's
to tell the truth about things
Scott,
things about being said in the
press.
press.
No, but it's reductive. You're all trying to do the
You're upset that I read a quote from a Democrat back?
I'm not upset. You know how that quote was. Republicans make all kinds of nonsensical comments.
You can make apologies for it.
I'm not making an apology for it. You're doing it again. I mean, I know it works with other people, but it doesn't work with me in that case.
That's because I read the news. And
no, oh, right, I don't read the news.
But here's the one thing. Hold on,
let's
let Kara finish her thought.
Nobody likes this, and the idea of the teams of it is kind of ridiculous. The people of the country want government to function. Even with the continuing resolutions, they want it to function. They want to pass budgets. Everybody does that every day in their own homes. And so I don't think anybody wins in this thing.
Control the House. The Republicans control the Senate. The Republicans control the White House. So any shutdown that we have is 100% on them. They fully own this.
Who's voting against the continuing resolution in the Senate right now? Which party is voting against it?
So there may be a party voting against it.
Which party?
But if you want to,
if
you want to get someone to come in your direction, you offer you offer an olive branch and say, here's what we can do together. There's no desire to do that on the part of the Republicans who have the majority. So that's what's happening right now, Scott.
So basically, she won't say it, the Democratic Party is refusing to vote for a continuing resolution in the Senate that they voted for 13 times when Joe Biden was the president.
I mean, you can't make this up. Jennings gives them an open and shut case, and instead of being outraged, the CNN crew gets offended that he noticed in the first place, which sums up their whole position perfectly. Democrats are fine with pain as long as it's useful politically. I mean, Democrat Representative Strickland still had the nerve to try and blame Republicans, which is absurd because Jennings exposed that Democrats voted for the same clean resolution 13 times under Biden. The fact of the matter is that they just don't like it now because Trump's in charge and it actually trims waste. Here's Shermichael Singleton taking that point even further.
The majority leader in the Senate, the House Speaker, all three Republican leaders have signaled to Democrats that they are willing to compromise, if at all possible, on health care. Democrats aren't willing to come to the table by saying, you know what, we're going to keep the government open and let's discuss this until the end of December. We have time to figure this out. But the expectation of keeping the government closed for weeks and trying to figure out a complicated issue as healthcare doesn't make any sense. Last time we were here, the Democrats did say that Republicans aren't willing to compromise on whatever the issue was at the time.
The wall.
That's right. They're going to cause significant harm because the government isn't open. We're not able to take care of the requirements that people expect from the federal government. Here we are in the same position again. I understand the Democrats' position, Congresswoman. I may not agree with all of them. I'm simply saying, I think Republicans are simply saying, let's keep the federal government open. That's our obligation, number one. And then let's compromise on this complicated issue of health care.
But I think that the compromise...
You know, Singleton nails it. There's a clean CR ready to go, but Democrats won't pass it unless they get their health care slush fund for illegals. I mean, that's the entire fight. Republicans say fund government first. Democrats say only if we keep paying for people who aren't citizens. Singleton cuts through the noise by reminding everyone that compromise starts after the government's open, not while you're holding it hostage. That's how Washington's supposed to work. But Democrats want chaos because it helps their narrative. The only problem for them is that they've exposed themselves as liars, and that narrative is quickly falling apart.
So you're blaming the Republicans for the shutdown, but in point of fact, it's the Democrats in the Senate who are refusing to vote for the clean continuing resolution to fund the government for 7 weeks. I mean, that just as a point of fact, the way that we have always covered shutdowns is that the party that is not voting for the CR, the continuing resolution to fund the government, is the party that is blocking the government funding and is responsible for the shutdown. That's how we did it the last time in 2018, 2019. That's the time we did before that during the Obama administration. I mean, it's your party that is refusing in the Senate that is refusing to vote for the continuing resolution.
I mean, when even Jake Tapper admits Democrats are responsible, you know the script's falling apart. This is the same network that spent years defending Biden's inflation, open borders, and fake unity agenda. Now they're forced to tell the truth on air. The party shutting down government is the one refusing to vote for funding. And that's not Republicans, it's Schumer's Senate Democrats stalling a simple bill just to keep Trump from winning again. But let me know what you think. Are Democrats deliberately dragging out the shutdown to hurt Trump? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!